Hi, everybody. You're listening to WXED 107.3 FM. This is DJ Nikki in the studio today with Jonathan Cortez from ElwoodCity.org for your weekly news wrap-up. Hey there, Jonathan.
Hello.
We're in a holiday weekend. Are you excited?
Sure.
Did you get a long weekend like a lot of the workforce out there?
Yeah, we get Monday off.
Yeah, awesome. I was pretty excited whenever I asked Sid Vicious if he had Monday off because it means we get to stay an extra day at camp. And then the mayor told me that coming up next in the interview that I did with him, he was talking about there's a Memorial Day parade and then there's some kind of ceremony over at the VFW Park and then there's a free community picnic.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, sounds exciting. Gives me something to do. So what do you got going on in the news wrap-up for this week?
Well, we got 2 teams that made it to the Whippioles. So
I heard about it yesterday. I was pretty excited.
Riverside baseball and Elwood softball. So I got all of that. Riverside will play Neshannock on Tuesday at 4 p.m. at the Consol Energy Center. Overall, they lost 2 games this season, and they thrashed in the playoffs. They beat New Brighton 10-0, Steel Valley 10-0, and Keystone 2-0.
And how about Elwood?
Elwood will play South Park at Cal University on Thursday, June 2nd at 11 a.m.
And we can also mention that the girls softball team for Elwood is undefeated. They had no losses.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty phenomenal.
Their quarterfinal game against Steel Valley was 10-3.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Neshannock, the first playoff game, was 11-4, and they beat Burgettstown 2-1, which I think was their closest game this whole season.
Yeah, that must have been a rough game. You know, everybody must have been pretty wore out or something because...
Yeah, they
only got 2 and the other team only got 1.
It was in the 7th inning that they won, too. And they haven't played South Park yet, so at all this season.
So we don't even know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Elwood was seeded number 1, so...
Right.
That doesn't mean they'll win.
I'm sure their chances are pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll be talking about them into June when they
definitely
advance further. So in other news, well, we already talked about the Memorial Day parade. Now, there was a fairly interesting police report, since this is the first time I've seen something like this, that the criminal complaint didn't list the company, but somebody got charged with illegally recording other people at work.
Oh, yeah. You have to inform anyone, anywhere, that they're being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He apparently, what happened was he had it in his pocket and he accidentally turned it on and people just heard themselves talking from his pocket and they called the police. And then he said that he thought his lawyer had told him to record a conversation with his manager or something.
I don't think a lawyer would ever advise you to do that.
He later went on to say that he misunderstood what his lawyer told him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know when I was dealing with issues with my neighbor, everybody kept saying, well, you can't use any of those cell phone videos that you have, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, actually, technically I can, because in the very first video, one of the things that he was screaming at me was, yeah, go ahead and record me. So I was clear. I was in the clear. A lot of people do it. I mean, there's tons and tons of cell phone videos where, you know, I'm sure that everyone involved in the video wasn't asked permission.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's been a rule ever since I was young. You can't record somebody without them knowing about it. I mean, look what happened to Richard Nixon. Okay, so what else you got going on?
Reminder to students to get their summer physicals throughout the summer. That information will be on elwoodcity.org for when that's available.
Now, does that mostly apply to the 6th graders going into 7th grade?
I think everybody has to do it. From what I remember, everybody has to get a physical. I think you have to get one once a year. So if you're doing a fall sport, you get it in the summer, and then I think that covers all the way till spring.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's based on me remembering that. Yeah. So it might not be correct.
Well, you're young, though. Hasn't been that long ago. Okay, so anything?
Oh, there's a couple more things.
All right.
The Stiefel Hockey League is rebuilding the boards. The baseboards around the hockey rink in Stiefel. Yeah. So they were seeking local business donations
Oh, are they going to do it like billboards all the way around?
They will.
So, I've seen that done before.
I think it will be something like that. It might just be one display board that lists all of the sponsors. They're also going to use treated wood, I guess for the first time, so it'll last longer.
Right, yeah. You only make that mistake once before you realize how quickly wood rots.
Yeah. Just to get the word out, we do have an Elwood League. They've been around for about almost 20 years now, and students and adults can play in it, and teams from Beaver and Cranberry
Yeah, I was
Township
surprised.
stuff.
I knew a lot of people in Elwood, and they always went out to Cranberry or Hopewell to play hockey, and I never got it. And I guess it's just because it wasn't that well known around here. Like, a lot of it just didn't take off. There wasn't a whole lot of people playing, so hopefully a rejuvenation of the rink up there and some getting the word out there. More people in the area will want to play.
They have had fairly active memberships in the recent past.
Mm-hmm.
They've had organized competitions, and other teams have come here. So anyone interested in playing hockey,
Yeah.
you can.
Can they check out information on elwoodcity.org?
Yeah, there is an article on it. So it's no longer on the homepage. So if you type in Stiefel Hockey on the search engine,
Yeah.
go to the article. There will be contact information for the league
Oh, okay.
organizer, Caleb Craigle.
Well, there you go. Everybody out there just has to go to elwoodcity.org. All right, so what else you got for me today? I know that we're doing kind of a short show because you have an appointment in just a few minutes with the girls softball team, right?
Yep,
That's exciting.
indeed.
All right, so what else you got for me?
The Elwood School Board did come up with a few budget cuts. I didn't go. I was unable to attend that meeting, so this information's largely from the ledger. But originally they called for a 2.4% increase, and that was the one that was rejected.
Yeah.
They cut out about half of that. The main thing is there won't be new band uniforms this year.
Okay. I don't follow along closely with a whole lot of things unless I'm talking to you. So what happened with the athletics director? Resignation? No resignation?
Don't know yet.
We still don't know. Okay.
Don't know yet. We won't know until that contract is up for renewal in June.
That's what, June? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But it hasn't come up again at a council meeting?
Well, there hasn't been a council meeting yet because they have 2 a month.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
For some reason, I thought they were like every week.
Oh, that'd be terrible. I don't think anyone would like that.
We'd have to issue a new blood pressure unit in Elwood City to keep everyone's blood pressure down.
The administration has it the worst because the ones that they have to attend, well, the superintendent, Joe Mancini, attends all of them. Principals attend some of them, but they don't go home usually. They just work
Oh.
that whole day.
Oh, yeah. That would be a nightmare of a work day.
And yeah, and sometimes those meetings, like there's been times when I've left around 10, they start at 7, and then there's an executive session that can last like another 90 minutes.
Wow. Sounds like one of my work days.
Yeah, so once a week would be,
Yeah, that
Pretty
would be a
terrible.
nightmare. Yeah, it would.
yeah, they have 2 a month. The council works the same way. It's the first one is just the agenda meeting where they talk about what they'll vote on so that residents can know what will be voted on so that they can then give input on that.
Right.
And then the second one is when they vote on the
Okay.
agenda. And sometimes new things will be brought up as well.
All right.
Yeah, so with the budget, the band uniforms were the main cut. There was a few other things that involved supplies for, I think, clubs and maybe some extracurricular activities. And a suggested cut was to not replace the elementary art teacher who resigned or retired, but that was decided against, and they will replace that
Oh.
position.
Good. Because
Yeah.
creativity, especially in elementary, I think is important. So I don't stay in the loop. Now, if you're saying that they approved a new budget that's only about 1.2% higher, what if they realize that the governor actually is going to give them more than what they anticipate? Will they then reinstate those things that were cut?
I don't know. I don't know enough about how.
I'm just thinking
Budgets
if they
work.
if they
Yeah.
only anticipate a 1.2 increase, but they end up with a 3% increase, then that would give them room to do what they wanted to do originally. I mean, I guess all that we can do is just hope that they get more than what they're anticipating. So, anyway, anything else?
that about wraps it up, I think.
Yeah,
for the
I
day.
I knew that it would be a short wrap up
Yeah.
this week because, like I said, you get the great pleasure of going to interview the girls softball team. And are you going to do a big story on elwoodcity.org?
I'm hoping to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to get one for the baseball team too, but since there's a holiday
Oh,
between
yeah.
then and they play on Tuesday, it'll be harder. And I don't have as many contacts with the baseball team. But at least after, if they win Whip Eels, we'll definitely have something for
Yeah.
that. And then and if Elwood wins Whip Eels, we'll have something before and after.
Yeah, that'll be great. All right. Well, good luck on your other interview, and I will see you next week for another wrap up.
Okay.